Hi, hi, hi. All right, so the previous video is 295. Good. So basically every day on YouTube I actually like post two videos. And the first one would be odd, the second one would be even. So the previous video was an odd number, which means right now it's gonna be even, which means you're gonna watch them behind each other. Fuck yeah. For those who are new on this channel, I'm trying this new thing where I keep telling people whoever's new, whoever actually like watches, I think there are like four people now that kind of like watch my videos. I don't know if they do it from A to Z, but I'm getting comments, man. It's so fucking exciting, and like they're popping things in my head, and there's brilliance in the world, and I think that there's a certain kind of like vibe that I'm tapping into, or I'm kind of like being able to express. I don't know. But I love you guys, and whoever you are, and I'm excited to see you again and to comment as much as you can. You're giving me like thoughts. You're making me think. You're making me question the things I said. I love you. I really think this is necessary for whatever I'm trying to do. My goal is to do 1,000 videos. That's basically it. And so this video is based on the previous one. And the video is awkwardness is the preliminary stage of establishing an expression. And I really think this is inspired by one of the commentators. So like an awkwardness is the preliminary stage of establishing an expression. What do I fucking mean by this, man? Awkwardness. What is it? Hit me while we're trying to while I was actually commenting, and the conversation was it wasn't gamification, was it? No, it wasn't. Okay, I'm gonna pause. Go. All right, I'm back. So the video is assimilating with people, and what she focused on was articulation. And that's basically what I focus on because like I started writing because I when I started writing in order to kind of like diffuse my mind, what the first thing I realized is the language I use was not clear. So I started articulating differently and trying to explain things in a way that I want to say my mind would understand, but the more words I use, the more I realize that I might be complicating things as well. Though the way she was explaining articulation is how I actually looked at my own awkwardness in articulating. And my response to her was this: awkwardness is technically the preliminary stages of expressing something. We can consider it as the first steps in establishing our thoughts and realizing the skills necessary to explore our expression and what we are trying to communicate. So while I was saying that, it clicked that, hey man, like I should actually make a video out of it. Because just like any other skill, like the first time you tried to paint, you just had a lot of fucking feelings. And when you're trying to like express something and you're not used to expressing it, so like there are different sides of it. There's, are you normally a person that expresses? Because you need confidence in that. How do you express? Are you expressing it differently than how you normally would, or how you think you would, or whatever it is? Because like I never realized how much I never thought I thought somebody could either be a musician or a painter or a sculpture or like you can only choose one. That's what I thought. And then I realized, and randomly, like I just like after playing music, I was like, let me try like painting, and I liked it, and I found that I actually like have thoughts about it, have thoughts, but it's not coming out well. But I have thoughts about what I would want to do next and all these kinds of things, which are the initiation of expression. Same with programming. Like at first, I always thought I was like more of a guy that does business, and then I was like, fuck that shit, man. Why can't I be a programmer? And like now I want to be an engineer, and like all these start becoming more and more leaning towards how we express ourselves and building the skills, whether it's in expression, whether it's how we express, and what we are trying to express. So when I thought awkwardness is the preliminary stage of establishing an expression, it made me feel like we kind of have to be awkward at first without feeling some kind of way, and how society always allows us to brings out certain feelings towards what we're trying to express. Because like it's most of the time like there's a lot of shame and not basically being not adhering to the norm. There's a lot of shame by not doing what everyone else is doing. And in psychology, group thinking is intense. Like there are people that were what was I don't know what the test's name was. I remember there were a series of tests where they put like 5, 6 people in a room, maybe more even. But then 5 of these people intentionally say the wrong answer, and it was a simple answer. And then the person that's left that is clueless, who is actually the test subject, would actually pick the wrong answer to be connected to the group. And I'd imagine how that translates. I'm sure every one of us has like one of those feelings where you felt like kind of ashamed, and the reason you stopped trying something is because an instance of or a remnant of like a certain kind of like past memory or shameful, awkward instance of you attempting something new or different kind of made you feel like, you know what, man, maybe this is not for me or whatever it is. So if expression is the preliminary stages of awkwardness is the preliminary stages of expression, then I'd imagine that's when our skill and what we're trying to express is still very much newbie as a noob, as in like you're still like new to it. And if we're looking at it from a game's perspective, because ultimately, if what I want to do is let something out, that means there are many ways for me to let it out. And I could let it out up, down, sideways, all these kinds of good stuff. How would I want to how would I want to explore that awkwardness in order for me to be not feeling that awkward? How would I want to articulate my awkwardness, or at the very least, see why it's necessary for me to be awkward about it? And I think I still have that feeling when it comes to my French accent. Anytime I speak, people tend to like look at me and laugh. And up to recently, like 6 months ago, I stopped reverting to English. I started basically like, continuing in French and hardcore until they either take me seriously or I kind of like force at least a few questions or a few learning or a few extra like I don't know added value, like teach me something in French, like since I have you on, like I don't know, like since we've made this connection and it seems like we're not gonna have this, we're not gonna go anywhere in this conversation because you're gonna keep reverting to like laughing or it's cute or something like this. But ultimately, I go like, teach me something new, and I try to get as much as I can out of the people that actually speak French until we revert back to English, and I would have given up. But back in the day, I would have said something, and then they would like kind of be like, "Oh, your accent," and then I would shift to English, Arabic, or like only these two languages, or Spanish. Like I'm okay with my Spanish accent, but I'm better at the accent than I am at the actual speaking. Anyways, so I think the articulation is an art. And to be able to articulate is basically to be able to express. Because like you truly have to comprehend what you're trying to like show the world. You truly have to like get in touch with what the truth is. And we, between ourselves, I think understand more when it comes to feeling. And when we try to bring it out of us, a bit of awkwardness kind of like reveals where we're still not really understanding ourselves. A bit of awkwardness shows that we haven't really engaged with it as much as we would. It doesn't mean it's going to change the feeling. It just means the feeling is very much still raw, young, not a strong part of us. And for a sense of direction, that's kind of like the main thing, the main theme of everyone when it comes to like doing anything. It's like, do you feel strongly about it? What does feeling strongly mean? Like, I understand what I want to do, and I kind of feel that I understand it. But the more I try to express it, the more I realize that I could understand it more. There's always more that I could understand. And my favorite thing I read like a couple of days ago is the more you're able to express your strategy, the more you yourself understand what you're trying to do. And it's not about the strategy itself, because I could literally like build a strategy within like I think a week, 2 weeks about any business you throw in front of me, literally because you can ask Google anything you want, and we have enough AIs to support you. But true understanding and not really diving deep into like the details, but bringing out the details, so at the core you know exactly what's coming out of you or what the strategy is about. It's really the same when it comes to expression. Well, I think everything is an expression. But when it comes to expression, the small nuances are the ones that you kind of have to like that you have to bring out through awkwardness. Because ultimately, anyone could tell you what's on their mind. But to truly make you understand why it matters to you, fuck man, that is true expression, I guess. And it starts with awkwardness. Or the fuck not? This is a video. I want to say thank you to Better Than Original. Yeah, what was the inspiration from our conversation? Thank you for commenting, and yay!